Good morning and welcome back to Wednesday, November 4th. So here's our quick lesson for the day before we get to chit chat later in the afternoon on our Zoom call. Let's start our day in prayer. So let's fold our hands, bow our heads, and say our new prayer. Dear God, we give thanks for all good things, for potatoes and stuffing and turkey wings. We thank God for pumpkin pie and the happiness in our family's smile. Amen. All right, let's go over here, grab our flag and say our Pledge of Allegiance. All right, hands over our hearts. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good job, good job. Okay, so just a quick recap. We're in the month of November. Today is November 4th. Our shape is a rectangle, which is 2 long sides, 2 short sides. Our color of the month is brown, which is yummy chocolate. And we are still in the season of fall. Leaves are falling all around, all around. They are falling softly, very, very softly to the ground, to the ground. Although the last couple days they haven't been falling very softly. They have been blowing. It's been some crazy weather. Hello, Mr. Turkey, how are you? Hello, Mr. Turkey, how are you? With the gobble, 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 and a wobble, wobble, wobble. Hello, Mr. Turkey, how are you? A turkey is a funny bird. His head goes wobble, wobble. And he knows one silly word. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Good job. All right, so today we have a worksheet. Polar bear begins with P. And we're going to go around the circle. Our letter in the middle is P. And begin with the letter, polar bear begins with the letter P. Look at the pictures below. Circle each picture whose name also begins with P. And draw an X over the picture that does not begin with P. All right, so let's put our names on the top. I'm going to use my brown marker. Why do you think I picked my brown marker? Because brown is the color of the month. And I'm going to put my name on the top. Okay, name's on the top. P in the middle. Let's start with the top picture. And what is that a picture of, boys? Pig. Is that a P word? Pig. Isn't P fun? Peppa Pig. And yes, pig does begin with P. So I'm going to circle that P. I'm going to go over to the next picture and I see an apple. And is apple a P word? Apple? No, I don't think apple is a P word, so I'm going to cross that out. I'm going to go over to my next picture and that looks like a pencil. Pencil. Is that a P word? You are correct. Pencil is a P word. All right. Keep going down to our bottom picture, and that looks like what is that? A robot? Robot. No, I don't think that robot is a P word, so I'm going to cross that off. I'm going to go up to our next picture, and that is a panda. Panda bear. Is that a P word? I think you're right. It is. Panda. And the last picture is a pie. Now, it could be a pumpkin pie, which would be a double P. But pie is definitely a P word. So we're going to circle our pie. Now, when we go down to the bottom, it says, write the letter to complete the name of this food. Now, what is this down here? Is that a pizza? Pizza. So in order to complete that, we are going to make a P right here. A P for pizza. And it could be a double P if we said it was a pizza pie. Pizza pie. So we're going to put that P right down there. All right, so that is some awesome work that we're doing, taking our time. If you're not sure, go p, p, p. Put your hand in front. P, p. If you can feel your breath, p, p. It's probably a p, p, P word. All right, so that is our first worksheet that we're going to work on. Our next worksheet, our next fun thing to do is our pilgrims. Pilgrims. And again, we are going to take our glue sticks and we are going to put circles in each corner. All right, so we have circles in each corner. And we're going to glue that onto our construction paper, just like this. And I'd like you to, if you used crayon last time or yesterday for the picture we did of the Native Americans and the Pilgrims, if you use crayons or markers, I'd like you to paint this. If you use paint, I'd like you to color it. So whatever, just do something different today. Again, this is what I did on mine, and I just colored it. And you can see they're basic colors. The Pilgrims had basic colors. Let me see if I can find a picture to show you. All right, here's our Native American, these two little girls. And let's see if I can show you. Now you can see on there, see all the jewelry they had and the different colors, the beading. So we talked about. And now here is our Pilgrims. And they are a little different. Okay, they're, like I said, a lot of browns, a lot of, there's some purple in there. Okay, very different. And we're going to talk about this later, but these are games that the Pilgrims used to play. So keep that in mind when you're coloring, but like I said, it doesn't matter. If you want to use all the different colors, that's fine. But this is how I colored mine. All right, and the last thing that I want to talk about or read to you today is the first Thanksgiving. We're going to chit-chat about that on our Zoom call later today, but the first Thanksgiving. I like this book because I love the pictures. This is the very first Thanksgiving Day. You can see everybody's working together, getting those tables ready for that big feast. This is the food gathered and blessed, the corn and sweet berries, the wild turkey dressed, shared on the very first Thanksgiving Day. They're getting all their food ready. Looks pretty yummy. These are the Indians, skillful and strong, who knew how to live through the winters so long, and ate the food gathered and blessed. So these are Native Americans. And they came and brought their food. These are the Pilgrims who farmed the new land, who steadfastly labored and toiled by hand, and learned from the Indians, skillful and strong. So they're teaching them how to plant. These are the houses built in straight rows that stood the hot sun and the harsh winter snows and sheltered the Pilgrims who farmed the new land. They're all their houses and their farms. Each house had their own section of farm that they farmed and took care of. This is the harbor marked with a huge stone where first steps were taken to chart the unknown, not far from the houses built in straight rows. So the harbor is where they came off of the ship, they came off of the Mayflower, and they landed in Plymouth Rock. So it's saying that there's a huge stone there. This is the Mayflower ship in full sail that weathered the rough seas, the wind and the hail, that docked in the harbor marked with a huge stone. So this is probably one of, maybe this is even Squanto, one of the Native Americans who first saw the ship when it landed. This is the ocean that never would end, that sometimes was foe and sometimes was friend, that carried the Mayflower ship in full sail. So look at how big this ocean is, and look at that little Mayflower. This is the land where it all began, the land where a brave group made ready their plan to travel the ocean that never would end, that sometimes was foe and sometimes was friend. So remember, when we read our first book on Monday, the reason that they left England is because they couldn't have their own church and they wanted to worship God. So that carried the Mayflower ship in full sail that weathered rough seas, the wind and the hail. So that's a pretty scary picture. Look at that. The ship was rocking up and down. And docked in the harbor marked by huge stone where first steps were taken to chart the unknown. So they had no idea what was going to happen, that they were going to have such cold winters, that they were going to have trouble finding food. Not far from the houses built in straight rows that stood the hot sun and the harsh winter snows and sheltered the pilgrims who farmed the new land, who steadfastly labored and toiled by hand. And learned from the Indians, skillful and strong, who knew how to live through the winters so long. So here again are their friends, the Native Americans, teaching them how the Native Americans were used to these winters that were so cold. And ate the food and gathered and blessed the corn and sweet berries and the wild turkey dress. Look at this table. Look at how long this table was, boys. So awesome. And they all shared that very first Thanksgiving. So you can see the Native Americans are coming, they're greeting the pilgrims, and their children are playing together in friendship and in love. So that is the story of the first Thanksgiving. All right, so to quickly recap, we're going to do our Pilgrim's craft, and we're going to do our P worksheet, and I'm going to meet you in a couple hours on Zoom. So have a super day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.